The successes that unions did have tended to be among the skilled labor class. These tended to be craft workers rather than the unskilled labor that would have filled up most of the factories. The successes that they had typically came through collective bargaining uh, and typically on bread and butter issues, meaning things like increasing wages, reducing hours, improving working conditions. Um, the reason that the skilled workers were able to have a bit more success was the difficulty of replacing them. There's just far fewer of them, which would have increased their wages a bit anyways. However, the skilled workers were more difficult to replace, so the threat of a strike was more effective. It would have been harder to find scab labor to replace them. So over the period of the century, 1880s, 90s, into the 1900s, wages did increase, not much. Hours did go down, but still much. The hours were still much longer than the 8-hour advocated by unions, and still the wages and the hours and the working conditions are nowhere near the modern expectations in a modern workplace. Part of the reason for this in 1900 was the low amount of membership. Only about 4% of the working population was part of a union, and there's a number of reasons for this, both intentional exclusion, fear of being labeled as a radical and such. Some union success, mostly in the skilled arena, and typically over wages, hours, and working conditions.